22nd, 2021. It's Monday. I just woke up from my long sleep. It's late at night. Most people are just beginning to think about going to sleep. And I'm waking up, getting ready for my tomorrow already. And so getting ready for the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, whatever that means. And right after, directly following the Monday before Thanksgiving, whatever that meant. It's like people want excuses to go ahead and do what they were going to have done anyway. They need that societal permission to do things. It's like, oh, it's okay to do this on this day? Oh, okay. Oh, it's okay to do this on this day? Okay. Interesting. That without that permission or validation, they just wouldn't do it? Interesting. It's like me, I don't know. I'm not that different, really. I like to have permission and acknowledgement and approval. To know that things are okay or allowed or not strange. But because I want to, not stand out too much. But apparently I can't help it. But, I do try. It's like I do like my standard uniform. That way I don't have to think about stuff too much as far as like what to wear. I have a standard protocol. And I don't go outside of it hardly at all. I just feel if I ever do like wear anything that's not part of my regiment, I'm stuck on it. It's like everybody's looking at me. They all know I'm breaking my own rules. I am taboo. But when I'm wearing my regular clothes, comfortable known clothes that fall within certain parameters, then I feel like camouflaged, that I can't be seen as much. And it's like if people can see me or they look in my direction, it's like, you can see me? How is that possible? You're not supposed to. So I'm trying to make fun of myself. I don't take myself that seriously, except I do. I know, and I'm whispering too because this is it's kind of a big house. That, I don't know how it would have looked when it was originally built, but it must have been really big to be able to split it up into this many units. So, anyway, I'm here. I'm doing whatever it is I do. And it's getting colder outside, and I haven't felt like going running for a few days now. I can tell I've got extra energy, and it's finding ways to manifest. It's like a little bit of extra jogging at work. And I did go out to the park this morning to visit and take some photos, see what it looks like at sunrise there. Because I'm rarely there in the morning, but today, since I wasn't going to make it to the baseball fields, I thought, well, I'll go someplace different, someplace closer. But the sunrise didn't cooperate, and the clouds got in the way. And it looked like it was going to be a nice one too, but not from my perspective. And that was okay. I got a few interesting shots that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Not that they were all that, but I liked the leaves underneath the thin layer of ice, because it looked, very interesting how the layer of ice had just kind of warped a little bit onto the leaves, or the leaves had kind of like ingressed just under the layer, and the ice had adapted, it kind of spread. It was neat. And as far as everything else goes, no, I don't know. And I don't know what it means. And I'm going to work on how to integrate that and have that make sense as far as the timeline goes. It can mean whatever it means. I've already come up with a good idea, but it's not my place to ask, because it's not about me, it's not for me, it's none of my business. So I can't ask for clarification. That would be rude. And also it's like, I feel it's like, if this is such a interesting association, why can't I communicate? Why do I feel I'm not allowed to? If this is such a thing, shouldn't I feel okay? It's like, and I don't. So obviously there's something wrong. Something very wrong. I think so. There must be. And I just refuse to deal with it, because I prefer to imagine my imaginations, because I can live with those easier, because I can work within them, and I don't have to deal with it. And I can, imagine and fantasize and have my little dream. And it doesn't hurt anybody, and I don't seem to be bothering anybody, so I'm left alone. So be it, I suppose, for now, because I still think that there's something there. And, but I won't let go of it. And I think, it's like, because I know for myself that I may, in fact, be really, really, really wrong. No. Well, yes, but I may not be right, but I am not wrong. I can't be. It's impossible, because I know. I don't know for outside of myself, but I know for me that it's like I'm in the right place. And that might not account for much or be much, but for me it's a lot. And that's progress for me, even if it's in the wrong place, in the wrong direction, at the wrong time, for the wrong person. It's sad, but it shows potential. I think I like it. It's okay. It's practice. It's an emotional experience. I thought about prompting myself. I was thinking about how I'm going to end up eventually, when I'm ready, repurposing, reallocating, reusing resources that have been discovered, and putting them to some new project at some point. And it's like, got the essence and the essential, the potential and the possible, and the causal and the calamity. Or is it the culprit? Or the culpable? I don't know. But I was just throwing out some ideas. And but that hasn't taken shape yet. So I'm still highly interested and invested in this current working, because I want to see where it goes, if it goes. And I have no, it feels like I should know, but I don't. And I'm just not going to press the issue or force the issue or ask the issue if I think I've just been summarily dismissed in a way that it's hoped that I understand, and I don't. At least maybe. Or maybe that was their way of acknowledging all attempts to get rid of me have failed. And what does that mean? That they're still trying to get rid of me and I'm just being obnoxious? And but then they were complimenting too, and it's like, what does that mean? But it wasn't for me. It wasn't about me. It had nothing to do with me, and so it's none of my business. So who are they talking about? And again, so I shouldn't be paying attention, and it doesn't affect me. So just keep doing what I'm doing, right? Like, I don't know. Since nothing is specifically addressed to me, then I have no reason to believe it has anything to do with me, good or bad. So it's like, there's that thing from yesterday where it's like, I don't know whether it's like, oh, celebrate, oh, grieve. I don't know. So I figure I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, what I do, what I know how to do. I am under no obligation or commitment or am responsible for doing anything besides what I've, But as far as extracurricular, extra vocational activities, I don't have to do them. I only do the things that I want to do, or choose to do, or feel compelled, compassioned to do. Invoked. So, anyway, I'm here. I'm doing what I do. For better or for worse. And, I'm desperately trying not to mess things up. Because I feel like I could do that by being a bit too greedy. And greed, I think, is the great, one of the great vices of humanity. It works in a lot of things, but it's just gotten out of hand on, a macro scale, just a little bit, just a little bit. So, but even micro greed, all those transactions of micro greed, those add up to a whole lot of damage too. So, I don't need to be a part of it. I don't need to add to it. So, try not to. Because those transactions of micro greed can cause irreparable psychological trauma and harm. And those add up too. Because I know from personal experience that once I've just had enough of all those transactions, it's like I'm just done. It's like, no, I'm fine with you doing whatever you do. Just do it away from me. It's like our business is concluded. I will be polite. I will be cordial. And that's it. And that could be exactly what's happening, or has happened, months ago to me. It's like I overextended, and they went silent, and they're no longer, communicating with me. Except for those little, it's like, but that might just be those little, well, you can't ignore some things that I put out there. Or maybe you can, I don't know. But it's all very confusing to me. I don't have much experience with any of it. And I don't know if I can use this experience going forward. Because it doesn't translate. It's not relatable to, whatever. It's relatable to what's going on now. Because but if this, I don't know what I'm learning. I'm learning something, but I'm learning to not take things so seriously. It's a good practice for being okay with all sorts of elements of unknowns, and not being in control, and not having any information or access to information. And still, I'm not blindly, but I'm going forward. So, but trying not to be a pest or bother or someone that needs to be dealt with. I don't want to be somebody that needs to be dealt with. So, I liked how my little, my personal little win the other day was, yay, my comment didn't get deleted. Now, what kind of, apparently I don't think very much of myself. And I guess I don't. But I feel like out there, the way I portray myself, the way I've gotten the sense that most people, they tend to regard me or think of me as coming off as I think that I think that I am better than, or arrogant, or stuck up. All of, I don't know, those sorts of things. Mostly I'm just scared because I don't know how to, communicate really well. And it's like, I'm mostly just trying to be left alone. Just, I know how to do what I'm doing, and outside of that, so small talk and social banter, it's like it takes me a few years to get used to somebody, to where I can start to feel comfortable to be around them. But outside of those few people that actually have time with me, they're strangers, and I will keep up my defenses. I will keep up my boundaries and my barriers, and my protections. That I just don't trust. Very few people somehow sneak through. So, anyway, this has gone on for long enough. I didn't have much to say. I didn't plan on this even being a thing. But since we're almost approaching 20 minutes, it might be 20 minutes. And then I'll get ready for work and go do that for a while, get my exercise.